It's 104.5 More Country. I'm Keith and Glosson. In studio with us this morning is Carolyn Charles and Kari Fulmick from Equine Connection. Good morning to you, ladies. How are you?
Good morning. We are fantastic.
Awesome. Well, it's so good to have you guys in as we're chatting a little bit about a documentary that's going to be happening, but we're going to get into that in just a second because I want to know a little bit more about you ladies and kind of how you got into the horse world and stuff like that. So, Carolyn, I'll start with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's interesting because I did not start out in the horse world. And, it'll make a lot of sense with Kari's story, too, because Kari and I worked at the Strathmore Ag Society together originally. And she came to me with this idea one day saying, I think I'm going to start this business. It's for horses. They're going to be the teachers and they're going to talk to people. And I kind of flat-palmed her and was like, oh, that sounds real nice because I have zero horse background at that point, many, many moons ago now. And it wasn't until I actually got to see what the interactions looked like between horses and people and how they could really be healing beings that can help people in such a different way that I kind of bought into the whole thing. And then we've been doing this ever since. But I do have to say that, I am my own reflection of that. The horses have helped me time after time, day after day, to grow into an authenticity piece in my life as well. And before we were doing this, we worked at the Ag Society, I worked at the Calgary Police Service, I worked at a website company, a law firm. It was not fun at the law firm, but there were so many places that were different jobs until this one came along that was with purpose. And I think purpose is really... well, it's what we're supposed to be doing here on this planet, is having a purpose to give back to other people. And that's what's really brought it together for me at Equine Connection.
Yeah. Well, Kari, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit more about Equine Connection?
Yes, absolutely. So Equine Connection happened because of myself working at the Strathmore Heritage Day Stampede for 10 years. Me and my family were up there. And of course, horses... it's an addiction to some degree. You smell them, you want to be a part of them. So I'm always about, you could die. This could be your last moment. You better be doing something that's purposeful. So for myself, I started looking, what could I do as a business with horses? Because I've always been an entrepreneur. And equine assisted learning came into my path. And I was blown away that you could literally have a business where you don't ride the horse, you don't ride the teacher, but it literally comes with objectives and skills that humans build while you're working alongside the horse. And I tell you, we've been doing this since 2008. There's not one human who has not had some sort of an amazing change just because the horses told them. And the part of this business is you have to understand how that horse is speaking. You have to understand their culture, their language, and their world, because then that makes it the optimal. So there is not a day that goes by when I am not joyfully getting out of bed and saying, I can't believe I get to work with horses every day I live and breathe.
Yeah.
I was telling you guys about my food addiction, and that's what I tell myself when I'm at the McDonald's drive-thrus. I could die tomorrow, so you might as well buy
enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Death by Big Mac.
Yeah.
So I want to dig into this documentary just a little bit more with the perspective from both of you. So Carolyn, why don't you start us off and tell us about that?
I think one of the biggest things about this documentary is it really does bring us to understanding horses in a different way. There has been a whole history that we've had with horses where they've been tools to work with or get things done around a farm. And that's changed a lot, especially I would say over the last 10 years. Because when we first started, nobody even knew that working with horses this way existed. People looked
really
at us like
seriously
we were crazy all the
CZ.
time. And we got used to it and it was cool. But it really has switched up. So horses are better understood now. And I think this documentary really highlights how a community of people can come together to understand the horses in a different way. And we do have a huge problem in the horse industry is the decline of people working with horses, having horses, being able to interact with horses. And this documentary brings the soft side, the beautiful side to it, as well as to how can we see horses differently? How can we understand how they can help and heal us as human beings as well, whereas we are still, lifting them up and taking care of their welfare at the same time. So it's a great opportunity for people, horse lovers and not, to see. Well, I don't know who's not.
Well, there are some who don't know.
Maybe you just
horse.
don't understand yet. So you should definitely come to this because it is very interesting that you can be a horse person or non-horse person and still get the impact from what they can do for us to help heal as humans.
Yeah. And Kari, like Carolyn had said, obviously there's a decline in the agricultural community and people working with animals and stuff. So How is the documentary gonna help people from that perspective? But also from your perspective, tell me a little bit more about the documentary.
Yeah, I think with being enlightened and to what this magnificent creature, the horse, actually does give it back. And I think the power piece to bringing Rescue Hearts here to Joyland Theatre, which I'm so excited to do, I think it's that power piece in us being connected and understanding more from a science research background, how horses literally do make that difference to healing and understanding why through our hearts even, because that's the science piece, how, because their hearts are so much larger than ours, and how this opening, whether you're a horse person or not, and you see this film, your heart just opens wide open because of maybe your disconnect, because of maybe your loss, things that you have gone through in our own lives. And I think ever since even the world closed, we see that we're not connected to ourselves anymore. We're on technology a ton, so we're not knowing that wholesome piece of what it's like to be with horses, to be in that natural state, agriculture, to smell, to be, to hear, not having all of this moving things going on constantly, but just to actually be means we're actually connected. And that's why the film, for me, myself, I just thought, what a beautiful thing to bring to this community, because we're stuck, we're lost, we're not sure who we are anymore. Come and just be a part of an opening and feel yourself again, because you will. Yeah. Guaranteed, whether you like a horse or not, you will be open in your own being to say, oh, I am worth it. Yes, this is stuff I understand, because you'll be able to relate to a lot of the stories that are actually done in this documentary as well.
The like-minded community piece of it, I think, is so huge.
Oh, so beautiful.
Kari and I have talked a lot before about the hope aspect of it. And sometimes when you feel that disconnect, when you feel like you are alone, like you might need a little bit of healing, which everybody raise your hand, we all do. So when there's a group of like-minded people that can feel that, just that little spark of hope, even if it's just for the 2 hours that they're there, and be around other people that feel the same way, we're missing that in our communities now.
And, sorry to interrupt, but, that's a safety piece. This is the other thing. We are not feeling safe as a human inside our own being with other people. This is a place that you will feel 100% safe. And I love that, because that also parallels to the horse, because the number one thing a horse needs to feel is safe. And yet they are prey animals, we are predators, and these precious beings are allowing us in their space and healing our hearts, our souls, our mind. And we're the predators, all messed up and confused. And they're giving so beautifully as long as they feel safe. So that's why the safety piece is a huge thing for all of us.
So from both of you, is that why you guys are putting this together, is to kind of bring community together?
Yes.
Yeah. With our certification and the programs that we run, and, not to toot our own horn, but we've done this all over the globe now, really. And the one thing that we pride ourselves on the most is taking care of the welfare of the horse. It is not about using them as a tool. It's about partnering and truly understanding, and not like on a wooey level, but truly understanding by understanding how horses communicate with each other, how we can better bring them in so that we're entering their world a little bit more than them just having to transform to our world. So I think taking that welfare into account and allowing people to see horses in a different way too is really up our alley. And then the community aspect is just always been a part of what we do. Yeah,
totally. People will be blown away. I don't care who you are. You will be blown away with how this film is going to affect each one individually.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's popcorn too. Like,
who doesn't want that?
Like, seriously.
Yeah. Now you're sold.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Pass bid.
So I might even snag one of those tickets for myself. Kari, why don't you tell me then, because this is going to be a 4-hour event. The documentary's not 4 hours.
No.
There's going to be a Q&A involved. So talk to us about that.
Okay, so how it works, it's Sunday, November 23rd. It starts at 2. The filmmakers, Equine Connection, is flying them here to literally present. So they're going to do, first of all, an introduction, a half an hour, so from 2 to 2:30, why this film, why this documentary has been created. And then we're going to watch the film, which is a 2-hour film. Then after, they're going to do a Q&A with the entire audience who wants to stay, who wants to ask any questions, because they really want to help. Their purpose too on earth is helping people to understand that we hear you, we understand. And there will be other ways that they can also get different help in different directions. So it's going to be quite magnificent.
Yes. And Carolyn, there's 2 ticket types that people can buy. VIP, which is the really exciting one, and the normal ticket. So talk to us about that.
Okay, so the normal ticket is super exciting too. So the normal tickets, again, everything that Kari just mentioned is included in the normal ticket. So you get the little pre-show, you get the Q&A afterwards, and the film itself, and that's $30. And then the very exciting, even more so.
Yes,
That's how we should have worded it. Yep.
I don't know if that was the best wording, but you guys get where I'm going with it. Is the VIP experience. And the really neat part about that is you get everything that you did if the regular ticket, but we're actually going for dinner with the director as well as the producer, which is Dana Crocher and Chrisana Sexton. And if you guys haven't looked these ladies up, you should. They're very cool, even in their regard for the horse and how they're bringing this all together.
And we're going to do it at the Strathmore station. Because, of
Yes.
course, you always support
You got to
community.
do local,
and
yes. Yeah.
everything.
Did I even say, and we're going for dinner? Did I say that we were
I
doing
don't think so.
No. So we're doing that at the station.
Strathmore station.
Yeah, with the producer and the director so that we can actually have that intimate sit-down time, ask those questions. Mine always is, after seeing something like that, is then what happened?
Right?
Right? Because you can only do so much when you're doing a documentary. So then I'm going to be like, okay, so then what happened?
Yeah.
What happened after
Yeah,
all of
this
that?
was the behind the scenes. Yeah.
Give me the dirt.
exactly.
I need to know it all now.
Yeah.
So then we have that opportunity to have an intimate dinner setting with them and ask the questions and have those real kind of deeper conversations. I think that's are going to be very, very
It's
exciting.
like a Kardashians reunion show, right?
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Exactly.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It is the final wrap
Absolutely.
up of then what happened.
Yeah. Well, Carolyn and Kari, is there anything else that you ladies would like to add?
How
I
to
think-
get the tickets, because that's kind of importantino.
Absolutely. So you can go to equineconnection.ca/rescued hearts. And again, that's Equine Connection, singular.
Yes.
There's no S there. So equineconnection.ca/rescued hearts. And the tickets are right on there for you. And we do want to, we do have some fantastic sponsors that have helped us out with it. You guys, obviously, 104.5 More Country. We love you for doing this and putting us out there and supporting your community in this way. And then our beautiful photographer, Deidre Cameron's coming out. The Horse Journals have supplied us with tons of stuff too with the magazines. So we are absolutely thrilled that people are helping out with putting this forward as well.
Absolutely. And just an FYI, you can only buy it online. So there'll be no buying the tickets the day of or anything like that. So you want to do it now.
You've got to get on it.
Now.
And there's
Yes.
10 left for the VIP. So now's your moment.
Yes, and we're going to have some tickets to give away as well here on the radio station. Carolyn Charles and Kari Fulmick from Equine Connection. Thanks so much. It was so lovely to have you guys in studio to chat a little bit more about this.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much for
so
having
much.
us.